Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from Maths Problem Solving. Today we'll be looking at a geometry question from one of the SMCs. So this is just a flowchart which just briefly outlines what exactly we're going to be doing to work through this question. So the first stages are splitting it up into logical parts, and then we'll work out the area of the triangle and the segment. And yeah, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. We'll go through this in more detail when we actually solve the question. Let's get into solving it. So a circle of radius r and a right angle isosceles triangle are drawn such that one of the shorter sides of the triangle is diameter of the circle, and we're asked to work out what is the shaded area. So a circle of radius r, so therefore we can establish that this is the diameter, hence that must have a length of 2r, and this is a right angle isosceles triangle, okay? So that's a right angle, and that also has length 2r, since both of these are equal. So now, before we proceed any further, we need to kind of think about how we're going to solve a question like this, because we could work out the area of this triangle, but then that would probably add more complications, since we'd still need to work out the area of this segment. But there is actually like a bit of a trick involved with this question. If we just remove this, if we divide this particular triangle into two equal isosceles triangles, like so, we can rearrange this shaded area over here to produce this triangle. Now, the reason why this works is because this main triangle, if we bisect it, it produces two identical segments, right? And therefore, this shaded area has to fit in perfectly over here. So now the question basically becomes, what's the area of this triangle? It has a hypotenuse of 2r. We know that it's a right angle, since it bisects an existing right angle, bisects a straight line, sorry. And yeah, that's basically all the information which we have. So let's just label this as x, and we need to work out what x is. So let's just rub some things off here, made a bit of a mess over here. And now x is basically this side length in blue. These two are both radii, and x is the hypotenuse of it. So this is r, and x. Therefore x squared equals r squared plus r squared. Therefore x squared equals 2r squared, right? And how we can relate this back into our main triangle, which we're trying to work out the area for. So both of these are going to be side length x. Therefore, the area of this triangle is going to be a half times x squared. And now we just left x squared as it is. We didn't convert it back into x, and so we can just replace the value of x squared into our original value. So half x squared just equals a half times 2r squared, which just equals r squared, which is our final answer for the shaded area. Therefore, our answer is B. So yeah, now let's just go back to our flowchart quickly, so we can identify exactly what steps we use to solve this problem quite quickly. So as mentioned earlier, we split into two logical segments. We split this larger right angle isosceles triangle into two segments, and then we drew relationships between this, and we identified that this segment in the top left corner could just be shifted downwards and produce one smaller isosceles right angle triangle. And then after we observed that the embedded triangle inside the circle has two radii, which are both equal in side length. and therefore we apply the circle theorem that it must be a right angle, since a triangle which has a hypotenuse of diameter touches the circumference at a right angle. And yeah, therefore the three triangles were 90, 45 and 45. And after just working through a bit of the algebra, we identified that the area was just a half times x squared, where x was the hypotenuse of the smaller triangle. And yeah, we were able to work out the area in terms of r. So yeah, that basically wraps up it all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned something new. And yeah, hopefully you can apply this to future questions just as a bit of a time-saving trick. I hope to see you next time. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Thank you for watching. Bye.